Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Overview of fasterxml JSON Databind vulnerability. Fasterxml JSON is a popular Java library used for converting Java objects to JSON and vice versa. However, certain versions of JSON Databind contain vulnerabilities that can lead to security issues, particularly concerning deserialization. Deserialization vulnerabilities allow attackers to send maliciously crafted data that can lead to remote code execution or denial of service. Vulnerability description. The most notable vulnerabilities in JSON Databind are related to its ability to deserialize untrusted data, particularly when using features like polymorphic type handling. An attacker can exploit these features by sending a specially crafted JSON payload that, when deserialized, could execute arbitrary code on the server. Common vulnerabilities. CVE 2020-25649, this vulnerability allows an attacker to exploit polymorphic deserialization. CVE 2020-36518, this vulnerability can lead to remote code execution when deserializing JSON data from untrusted sources. Exploitation example. Here's a simple example that demonstrates a potential exploitation scenario using JSON. In this example, we will create a simple Java application that uses JSON to deserialize user input. Step 1, Setup. Ensure you have the necessary dependencies. If you're using Maven, add the following to your pom.xml. Step 2, create a vulnerable application. Explanation of the code. 1. Object mapper. This is the core class in JSON for converting between Java objects and JSON. 2. Deserialization. The read value method is used to convert a JSON string into a Java object. In this case, we are allowing arbitrary classes to be deserialized, i.e., java.lang.runtime. 3. Payload. The JSON input can be crafted by an attacker to include malicious data. Step 3, Exploitation. If an attacker can control the JSON input, they could send a payload that executes arbitrary code. For example, the payload at class::java.lang.runtime, val::echo vulnerable. Attempts to execute a command using the runtime class. Mitigation strategies. To prevent deserialization vulnerabilities, follow these best practices. 1. Avoid deserializing untrusted data. Never deserialize data from untrusted sources. 2. Use a safe subtype configuration. Configure JSON to only allow known, safe subtypes. 3. Upgrade library versions. Always use the latest versions of JSON Databind, as vulnerabilities are patched in newer releases. 4. Use security libraries. Consider using libraries that provide security features for deserialization, such as Apache Commons Lang or Spring Security. 5. Validate input. Implement strict validation on input data to ensure it adheres to expected formats. Conclusion. Deserialization vulnerabilities in libraries like fasterxml JSON can pose significant security risks. By understanding how these vulnerabilities work and implementing proper security measures, you can protect your applications from potential attacks. Always keep your libraries up to date and validate all incoming data.